What is it? Okay. How do birds find their way by Roma Gans?
How do birds find their way? There's a black pole warbler.
Yeah.
We can watch birds fly from tree to tree, from tree to house, then back again. Again, they seem to fly here and there and anywhere.
Robin.
If we watch birds all year, we find that some seem to disappear in fall when the days get shorter and colder. They are flying south, where it is warmer. Early in spring, the first birds begin to come back. Every spring, birds return north to make their nest, lay eggs, and hatch their babies. We say the birds are migrating. They are moving from their winter homes in the south to their summer homes in the north. Once they reach their northern homes, they will build their nest. They may build nests in trees or shrubs or on porch ledges, or like woodpeckers, they may bore holes down into trees and make their cozy nests inside. Some go to the same nesting area or even the exact same nest that they used the summer before. Long ago, people did not know that some birds migrate. They thought birds hid in holes in the ground and slept all winter. Most people guessed that birds spent the winter in the mud on the bottom of ponds. Now we know where these birds go. When birds start to migrate, ornithologists, scientists who study birds, use traps and nets to catch a few of them. They put bands on their legs and then let the birds go. The bands do not hurt the birds. Each band has a code on it that tells where and when the bird was banded. Some birds migrate for weeks because they stop along the way. Other birds fly for only a few days. Some birds fly thousands of miles when they migrate. We know that orioles fly south to Panama and barn swallows fly to Central and South America. Hummingbirds weigh only as much as a penny, yet they fly over water for 500 miles without stopping. When they migrate, Arctic terns fly more than 10,000 miles, all the way from northern Maine to the South Pole. But how do the birds know where to go, and how do they find their way? That's the big mystery. Okay. Some birds may follow rivers, mountain ranges, or seashores, but many birds find their way over the ocean. There seems to be nothing there to guide them. What keeps the birds from flying in circles? Ornithologists have some ideas about how birds know which way is north or south. Birds migrate both in the daytime and at night. When birds fly by day, they use the sun to guide them. Birds seem to know what time of day it is and can use the sun's position to find north and south. They know that to fly south in the morning when the sun is in the east, they must have the sun on the left. For birds to fly in the afternoon, the sun must be on the right. When birds fly at night, the stars help them find their way. Scientists have tested this idea. Birds were put in a big planetarium where the position of the stars could be moved. Scientists who worked in the planetarium placed the stars in the sky as we see them. The birds fly in one direction. When the pattern of the stars were changed, the birds flew in a different direction. It was clear that the birds had noticed that the position of the stars had changed. But birds can also find their way when it's cloudy. They fly when they cannot see the sun during the day or the stars at night. How do they know which way to go? One idea is that birds are able to use the Earth's magnetic field to guide them. The magnetic field is an invisible force that surrounds the Earth. It is the strongest near the North and South poles. The magnetic field is what makes the needle of a compass point north. Ornithologists think that some birds may have built-in compasses in their bodies. Homing pigeons are especially good at finding their way. When they are taken far away from home, they are usually able to find their way back. Scientists have experimented with these pigeons. They put special covers over the bird's eyes so that The pigeons cannot see clearly. Even when the pigeons cannot see, they are often able to return home. Another kind of bird called a Manx shearwater was carried from England to Massachusetts at a distance of about 3,000 miles. In 12 days, it was back in England in its own nest. How do birds know when it is time to leave for the south? Or at the end of winter, how do they know it's time to start north? Scientists know that birds have a built-in yearly calendar. This calendar tells the birds that when the days become shorter, it is fall. It is time to migrate south. When the days become longer, it's spring and time to migrate north. When fall approaches, birds eat a lot of food to store energy for their flight. All at once, they are gone. They have started to migrate. Several months later, the birds are getting ready to migrate. Again, they must make their long journey to the north. It is time to build nests, lay eggs, and raise babies.
Robin.
How high do birds fly? We have solved some of the mysteries of bird migration. We know where birds go. We also know how high and how fast they fly. Some birds fly as high as 5 miles above the earth, but most birds fly about half a mile above the ground. Some fly very fast, over 50 miles an hour, when the wind is blowing in the same direction they are flying. Even though people have watched birds for thousands of years, we still do not have all the answers about bird migration, but ornithologists keep trying. Maybe you will be one of them. The end. Thanks for
listening to this story. Bye-bye now.
Stay tuned for the next one.
Bye-bye now.